I would like to start just by sending heartfelt condolences to the Boyd family, to the Liberty University football team, administration, the Chesapeake area, his community. Really, I know they're going through a tough time, and I'll be paying for peace and comfort for the family, for the players, for the coaches, and all those affected by what took place down there. So I've been through it, and there's no playbook for it. I've already, texted and reached out to Coach Chadwell. Known him for a while. He's an awesome man. He's fully prepared to take them through these circumstances, but I just know how hard it's going to be for those guys. So I just really want to take a moment to acknowledge them and to let them know that we're praying for them. We're going to continue to pray for them, and we'll do everything that we can to help support them through this time.
Did you know that family?
No, I did not. Saw the name, obviously. I know somebody else by that name, but it wouldn't correlate. But do not know the family. But again, just want to let them know that they're going to be in my prayers and the prayers of this football team and a lot of people. And I know that just as they did for us, the college football community will come through for Liberty and that staff and those players.
Tony, the ball security drill you guys
Yeah.
were doing at the beginning of practice, how much emphasis are you putting on that? I know last year was
Yep.
10 fumbles lost.
A bunch of turnovers. I mean, the key to winning football games is taking care of the ball, and we didn't do a great job of that last year. And so just about every practice, we're going to take all of our offensive skill guys, through that, and really teaching them the fundamentals of how to protect the ball, just in a normal posture, but then also to be able to protect the ball in awkward, off-balance postures that you may find yourself in throughout the course of the game. But it's a point of emphasis every single day, and it'll be reinforced on film as well. When we watch the film with the players tomorrow, we'll reiterate the good and the bad. So these are positive pictures. That's a result of quality reps during the time that we work on it, and then these are pictures that need improvement. And this is why we're doing the drill, so we can build that muscle memory. Ball security really is just muscle memory, and that's what we're trying to do, is establish that.
Lots of reports about the possibility of the ACC looking at Cal and Stanford. Just big picture, what's your reaction or thought to a conference that potentially extends across the country?
And I haven't given that an inkling of thought, to be honest with you. I'm focusing on, I know who we're playing right out the gate. I know we play another team in the Big Ten already, and we got a heck of an ACC schedule. So I'm really not worried about that. I got complete confidence in Dr. Williams and President Ryan to navigate that. That would be a distraction for us to talk about, for me to think about and even mention with my coaches, because all we can control is what we got in front of us, and it's that time of year. Was it in the spring? It was a magnificent 7, and all of that kind of stuff. I don't have time to really worry about that, to be honest with you.
Tony, at this time last summer, Sparks had never punted in a game for Virginia. He was something of an unknown. What kind of progress have you seen from him over the years? Do you feel better about your punting situation going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, he was second team All-ACC, and we did not do a great job from a protection standpoint last year, nor did we do a great job consistently with the coverage. He's hitting the ball high and far right now in practice, but I do feel better about the work that we've put in from a coaching staff perspective, and then the amount of time that we dedicated this offseason to just the fundamentals and the techniques associated with not just punt but all of our special teams. And so far I've seen an improvement in the protection. We haven't had a chance to cover yet, because we're still in our early phases of really just teaching the fundamentals of the protection. We'll get into the coverage over the next week or two from that standpoint, but I do feel better about where we are to support him, and he's picking up where he left off. Leg is strong, and he's hitting it high and he's hitting it far. He's had some really good numbers so far from a hang time standpoint. He just have to be consistent as we get into the season.
Have any of the freshmen popped off the page?
Yeah, several of them have popped. I tell you what, we had a personnel meeting yesterday, and we just went through the roster, just trying to figure out early on. And it's going to be an ongoing process, but guys that immediately catch your attention would be Cam Robinson. I think we all knew kind of the caliber player that he is coming in the door. Keandre Walker, Sadarian Harrison, Tyleric has shown some progress. Cole Serber is a guy up front, and that's probably one of the tougher positions because so much is happening, but he's shown some flashes. Jason Hammond is another one that's shown some flashes. On the other side, McCue Buchanan has shown some flashes. Devin Clark can really move. All of those safeties are violent, aggressive so far in practice. Now they haven't been fully turned loose because we won't start full pads until tomorrow. But there's been several guys that have jumped. But tomorrow will be the test. When we spot it down, coaches are off the field, and it's 11 on 11, and it's a little bit of live work. We'll find out how many of those guys are going to potentially take the next step to show us more as we get ready to fully evaluate these guys.
Xavier Brown and some of the other guys' sidelines, are there long-term injuries?
X is going to be 4 to 6 weeks on the dislocation in his elbow. A good thing is nothing was major from a bone standpoint. It's really just recovery time there. I think that's the only one that's long term. The others are a couple of AC joint sprains, which are typically a week or so. We do have one high ankle sprain, which is a week and a half, and then the other ones are soft tissue hamstrings, things of that nature. But nothing other than X Brown right now is deemed long term.
What's your plan right now? Kick off and is Betridge a guy there, or would you rather have somebody different?
Well, we again, the first couple of days for the kickers is tough because we're in shorts. We're not live. They're not live kicking. We're doing more of that evaluation here. I tell you, Matt Ganyard that came out, the 36-year-old. I tell you what, he's got some pop in the leg now. He's raw, but it's going to push Betridge, from that standpoint. And you would like to have guys that specialize, but it's going to be the best man, and if that means Betridge has to do both. But I would like to be able to see if Vaden and Matt can push him to maybe take a little bit off of his plate. But that won't be determined until we get good into next week.
Well, what do you want to see from Betridge? Coach David was just talking about a little more consistency.
Yeah, just consistency. I'm thinking 40 and in. Let's have a very, very high percentage right there. But what I'm looking for is just the ball consistently coming off of his foot. Getting his plant leg down. Consistent motion with his swing. Right, ball's not all over the place. That's what I'm looking for, and we'll evaluate the percentages as we gain more data. But for me, when I'm watching him in the post practice work, and then also early on in special teams, it's just the consistency. Can you consistently put it between the pipes? But then also, is your swing and your contact angles are they where they need to be so that you have a chance to be consistent going forward? Right.
That's something y'all saw in film before. Is it kind of maybe gotten an extra step since you kind of seen him sprain and
on the film, mostly played slot at Northwestern, but you could see that he could do a lot of things. He could catch the ball over the middle. He was very good at his short area quickness, and then now that he's been here, you're starting to see that he has, what I call above the rim kind of ball skills. Like he can go up and get the ball, which gives him more versatility to play into the boundary, even though he's not a big guy in stature, right? But if he can play big and play long, it gives him the ability for us to move him around. And that's going to be huge for us. All those older guys, him, Demick, Malachi, all those older guys, can they have some versatility as we bring these younger guys along?
You mentioned Cam Robinson. Can he push the older guys, Hearn and Jackson and those guys?
Athletically, there's no question. Right? No question athletically he can. And I think everybody on our practice field has seen it and knows it, that athletically he can. It's going to be a function of, can he pick up the scheme? Because at that position, you got to make so many calls, so many checks, right? You got to have the ability to read the triangle. You got different reads that your different fits, all that kind of stuff, formation adjustments. Athletically, I'm going to say yes, but it's going to be a function of Clinton, how much he can absorb, and how far we can get him to the point to where he can function on his own. Because at that position, it's tough to have your Mike Backer being told what to do. He's got to tell everybody else what to do.
We'll take one more. We'll do Damon and Jack. Right.
Kind of take that next step.
Consistency.
Yeah.
But with Demick, it's just consistency. The speed is there. The quickness is there. He can really stretch the field. He's just got to be consistent day in and day out catching the ball. And so far, don't want to jinx him or anything, but man, he's put together some really good practices. Something that we didn't even see in the spring. He's been able to put 2 days together, 3 days together, and so now it's a function of when you come out here, it's like, okay, we're not having to worry about Demick as much. It's more like, hey, let's find where Demick is and let's try and get him to football. So for him, it's just consistency.
Pre-fall camp, you said there were some structural things that you wanted to change getting into this. What changes have you already seen on the field 5 practices in, or things that you think will like a difference now from this year?
The organization is already different. I can see that. The buy-in from special teams amongst all of the coaches, right, is something that was huge and was big because it affects all of us, and all of us have to do our part. It's unfair for one guy, the special teams coordinator, to have to coach everything, right? So he needs the buy-in of the coaches, and it starts with me as well, in demanding that out of the coaches. So I've already seen a change there. You just look if later in practice, the coaches are coaching in the moment and they're coaching ahead so that we can flow through practice, and so we can practice fast, get our reps, which increases our conditioning level. So those are some things that I've already seen. And then just the guys, man, their body language and everything looks like they know what they're doing. And so from there, now we can really hone in on the fundamentals of the position and then also the fundamentals of the scheme.